Alrighty, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. We're gonna play some more Metaphor. Really, we're like done doing like the main mission, and now we're just waiting for Luis's soiree, I guess. So we're just kind of hanging out, passing time, doing things with our friends. But yeah, so let's go ahead and hop in and do those things. Alright, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go to Academia, and we're gonna see if we have any, or if we can finish his quest, something. All right, so it seems like we are not ready. I didn't realize what I was doing. I thought I was upgrading like 15 different things, but instead I just need the merchant to be level 15. So we're not there. We'll have to come back here later and do that. But so for now, instead, we're gonna hang out with Barden.
You've come. Thank you. My apologies.
Make yourself comfortable. Let's see. I've asked for some refreshments, but that'll take some time. It's a bit heaving at the moment. This place is the city's government administrator's office, but it's a bit too luxurious for the likes of me, isn't it? I'm too used to that. Sorry for all the noise outside. We're trying out some things to build and strengthen town security.
Don't you worry.
That whole mess with Lady Joanna was a right nightmare. I won't change the faintest whiff of that kind of thing happening again. I won't chance. My bad. I'm a terrible reader. Well, I support you.
Yeah. Thank you.
I don't aim on letting tragedy repeat itself.
And then?
Too many good folks here have lost loved ones. We gotta straighten this place out. Make it peaceful so people can smile and laugh easy again.
Got to say,
Now that I'm governor, it falls to me to take care of anyone who's disturbing the peace. But I'm sorry now. Didn't mean to start rambling about all these serious matters. What kind of host lays his burden on his guest? I'll have some real eats whipped up for you. We must fill your belly and celebrate the newly secured town. Okay. Do you think we're just gonna have to talk about the same crap forever? Thanks to you, all the weans are playing outside again, blessing us all with those Bonnie voices of theirs. Bonnie?
That's right.
I never took a liking to being called governor, and still don't. Only thing I care about is protecting those weans and all these people. Job suits you.
I see.
You could be well right about that one.
It was so long ago.
And ye know something? I once had a wife and child myself. What? I didn't know that. It was back when monsters were tearing up Martyra from the top to bottom. Town was in shambles. A hunting team was formed to destroy the monster's nest. The mission was a long one. And what was I supposed to do? Just go home? I was captain, for goodness sake. So I stayed. And when I finally came home, no one was there. My family, I guess they got sick of waiting for me. They just left. I never knew just how cold the house could be until they were gone. Bro, they just bounce? Can't we just go find them and bring them back? And then came the incident with Lady Joanna, and so many weans started going missing, and I didn't know what to do. I was useless. First I'd lost my own child. Then I couldn't protect any of the others. Wished it could have been one to disappear instead of them. But you can protect them now.
No.
Right? You're right. Moping about won't change the past. I could do more now than I could back then.
Leave it in my hands.
I won't let the weans ever live in fear again. That's my oath as a governor. I consider us comrades, you know? Seeing as you're aiming for the throne, we both strive for a better world. Yeah.
What?
First the scheme with Heisme, now this. You play a long game, the lot of you? Thank you. You could have easily stayed silent about this, yet you've confided in me because you trust me, yes?
That's how it is.
Then I shall do the same. I'll support you, and any envision the same future as you do. Awesome. Barden's part of the squad.
No. A new...
I shall lay down my very life for the town. That's...
Damn, that Barden is disgusting watching him play hero. He's a bloody Roussant, fit for guarding the town and not else. Someone like him governing is beyond the pale. It should have been me continuing to guide us from the rightful leader. Yet somehow the masses are cheering for Barden.
Aye.
but I have a plan to deal with it. Let us discuss the details inside. What the heck? Some douchebags trying to usurp my bro.
Interesting.
Time to hang out with Haizme.
Ah, it's you. I'm in your...
By Tadari's account, the remains weren't anywhere in the village. He searched homes, streets, even crawl spaces, but found no sign of it. Yet it was surely the work of a villager. No doubt they hid the urn somewhere it would not be found. They'd not have had much time, scant moments to hide it, to avoid arousing suspicion, which means our culprit must have buried it, taken it out of the village.
Sure.
True.
If there's no sign of it within the village bounds, then it would be logical next step. Suppose it went like this. A villager disagreed with Tadari, but isn't confident in speaking out directly. And then suddenly they find themselves alone with the urn. They then seize the bones and hurry outside the village, an act of impulse.
Then...
If true, we're sure to find some traces on this road leading to the village. Let's keep an eye out as we move along. So I guess we're just like looking for clues? There it is. Oh, he found it. The bones inside are safe too, just as you deduced. Whatever it takes to hold my son in my arms once again. 'Twas placed haphazard in the shadow of a tree, easily found. It suggests to me the culprit did not truly wish for it to be lost to me forever. I can only think that as long as I give up on laying my son to the rest here, that will satisfy them.
However...
But it is truly how this should end? Time to find the culprit? I guess,
What?
just tell me what's bothering you.
That's...
It's the villagers. If they didn't want my son buried here, I would rather have been told. Had we talked openly, perhaps we could have found a spot of mutual satisfaction. But they staked no claim, hid themselves outright, and played at accepting me, demonstrating cowardice to one they deemed an outsider. 'Tis a tendency that runs deep. Yes, but the village's isolation has magnified its dramatically. With such a shadow cast, their trade and relation may never recover. There are children in that village. Ought we really turn our backs on village such as this? One that grows poorer and more isolated by the day? I don't think we can.
Listen.
Right.
Children have no say in where they are born. Their environment is a product of the adults who raise them, and it falls to those adults to take responsibility for it. I'd like to speak with Tadari and the others once again.
Our future.
My time with you all has changed me for the better. Now the time has come to pass that favor onto the villagers, leveling them up.
I found a way to change.
Could I ask you to indulge my selfishness just a bit longer?
My thanks.
Thank you. Let's head back for today and return when we're ready. When we're ready.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Hey, listen!
Well then.
Alright, we're gonna hang out with Stroll here.
Oh, it's you.
The matter with my inheritance. It seems my father's merchant friend reached out to Lord Hydron. Of course.
Thanks.
Let's make for the royal capital. So I've been informed about the land. This conversation could have been far less roundabout if you'd only informed me of your assets. What are these documents? The contract, lad. You seem rather hurried, so I wasted no time preparing it. With but a signature, you become a landowner.
Worry not.
This is countryside land, yes, but the price is a rare bargain. The owner forfeited it after losing his fortunes on a gamble.
I see.
There was an owner. Then am I right to presume this land still has tenants? Quite a few. They're yours to command. Vacate them, employ them, the choice is yours. Your property, your people, a bargain, wouldn't you say? The total acreage is a bit smaller than Halia. Minor details, this land is readily available, and that alone makes it valuable. There's even an estate manor you can claim at your convenience.
No.
So, something is off?
Yeah.
If there are already residents there, I'd be introducing conflict by moving the Hylians on top of them. Needless to say, this land won't let me realize my vision. Why do you concern yourself with the squatters? If you're of no use to you, or if they're of no use, push them out of sight and out of mind. A lord hardly deserves the title without land to govern. You would reject this contract knowing that? Tell him.
Stroll.
You. Apologies.
I do apologize, Lord Hydron. but I can't in good conscience sign this contract. Do you know what a refusal would do to my reputation? As a noble, you must know that this will have ramifications.
Yeah.
All the land in the world does not make a lord until it shoulders the responsibility of protecting its people. To hell with nobles who can't recognize that. In fact, I would like to make a counter offer. I will buy 100 of your vacant houses here in the capital. 100, vacant or not, residence does not come cheap in the capital. Your ilk could never afford them. I've already verified the going market rate. My ilk has more than enough to cover the cost. You're surprised? I'll look into it while you were helping me make inquiries. Sounds like a good idea.
Right.
Now then.
I know I'm just a countryside noble, but you wouldn't dream of overcharging me, would you? It would certainly have ramifications. You must be familiar with my compatriot by now. Yes, indeed. Your reputation would certainly suffer were it to come to light you were trying to scam us. Surely you aren't threatening me?
No.
Of course not. I have simply made a competitive offer for vacant houses you could not seem to find a buyer for. You stand to profit, really. Just the idiocy I'd expect from the son of a backwater lord who could not even flee correctly. You'd sacrifice your house in the name of sheltering peasants. You may as well toss the money down the latrine. It insults the entire aristocracy, and you'll live to regret it.
Fine.
You're the one who will live to be sorry. This country will change, and corrupt nobles like you are on the cusp of extinction. My parents, who risked their lives to protect their people, are the real nobles and my heroes.
Now then.
Now, Lord Hydron, shall we put ink to parchment? Young master, you used your inheritance to purchase houses for us in the capital? Your generosity for us goes too far. Be at ease, old friend. I'm just being stubborn, perhaps even selfish. The more I pondered what I should do, the less clear the answer became. But when I asked myself what I truly wanted, I knew without a doubt. I wanted to see your smiles again. The ones I remember from a simpler time. I wanted those smiles to come naturally. A nobleman is the shield to his people's hands. Durable enough to protect them, but light enough to carry. Else what value does they have?
But that's...
You have shown us way to live with more pride than any fortune or glory could impart. It has been my life's greatest honor, greater than any words could express, to have served such a dignified family.
Sorry about that.
I'm sorry to have left you to the languish for so long. From here on, I hope happier times win the day.
Wow. Thank you.
It is with our utmost gratitude that we accept these accommodations in the royal capital. Allow me the honor of gathering Halia's others refugees. Let us begin our lives anew, dreaming that one day we will unfurl the banner of House Haliatus and serve its new lord proudly.
Yeah.
Once my journey is over, I'll be back.
Thank you.
And thanks to you as well. I couldn't have made it through without you. I've done nothing. You are a genuine friend.
You know?
You didn't choose to help these people out of the same sense of noble obligation. It was far more simple than that. If I have the power to have someone, then I will. Or to save someone, I will. As straightforward as it can be. When someone needs a helping hand, I'll be there to extend it. Your sincerity made me realize that about myself.
Yeah.
I would wager my parents were much the same. I think living my life with that in mind is what they expect from me. I can sense that he loves me still.
I've got it, Father. Well,
I'm so glad you found refuge here in the capital. I even found a merchant my father knew as well. Your father would tell us all the time if there was ever an emergency, we should gather at the capital in Grand Trad. But that's pay no mind. Before we return, shall we tour your new accommodations? It didn't even go down. What the heck? It just stayed 26. Alright, back to the tavern. Save the game here. Alrighty, so we're gonna hang out with Alonzo, which is this guy. The blue-eyed guy.
Interesting. Greetings.
Ah, well met. What are you up to? I'd like to hear about your journey so far. If you don't mind telling it. You have certain information I'd like to know. I can do that.
Yes.
Alonzo asked me to tell him about some of the things that happened on my journey.
I see.
Very intriguing. So an external force protects the candidates. For outsiders like myself, it's rather difficult to get a hold of accurate information pertaining to the royal magic and the tournament for the throne. Information's quite the weapon, you know? All the more reason meeting you has been such a boon.
Understand?
In fact, if you really wanted to take down the other candidates, the most effective method would be investigating their families and homes for info you can use. Quite effective against the blackguards who hide their misdeeds naturally, but outstandingly so against good, upstanding family folk. To threaten them?
But of course.
I know it's not in your nature, but still, not every weapon has a pointed end. A villain will always strike where it hurts most, like sneaks, and those I associate with are usually the most venomous kind. Speak of the devil, here comes one such associate. How's the client situation looking? We've 20 at present. No delay securing their contracts. Arrangements have been made should any default on payments. So you're not all talk. You know, my lord may have taken a shine to you, but let me make something clear. One false move, and I promise I will flay you alive myself. Understand?
Ridiculous.
He's an underling of the landowner I'm working with. He's exceedingly cautious, as you might expect, and for some reason, he still doesn't trust me. Can't blame him, really. Said landowner is my true target. He's a foul one. He's been trying to take advantage of the struggle for the throne to net a huge fortune. Ambitious sorts all over the country are using the tournament to rise up in the world, and this landowner is their lender, turning tidy profits. I am his middleman. Of course, the landowner only lends because he knows he'll collect. So when he realizes he can't, why? That's an awful lot of money to disappear into the void. So what do you mean?
What?
Now then.
I'll spare you the details, but the man's money will end up in my coffers eventually. It's a curious thing. People are never more vulnerable to tricks than when they think they're playing one themselves. When all's said and done, it'll be his loss and my gain. And I do mean gain, enough to buy a small village, really. But why do such a thing?
My, my.
Perhaps I can trust you with that.
Yes.
Don't worry, he has my confidence.
Listen.
That funky you talked to earlier, he's snooping around the village.
Hey!
I gave him the slip before he saw me, but this is bad, Alonzo. If they find out how you're connected to the village, then
No.
my hometown or not, there's no way they'll catch on to what I'm up to now. He'll turn up nothing, and that'll be the end of it. We need to relax. All the same, you should pack your things in case things go south. I'll bring you the money to stash soon. That lackey of his, I hadn't expected him to move so quickly. Even went as far as digging up my roots. Is everything alright?
You.
If push comes to shove, I may end up needing your help. Your muscle, that is. I'm trying to buy my hometown with the money I'm biking from the landowner, bilking. He's the one who's bleeding my village dry to begin with. I've got to make this piece of my deception succeed at all costs. It would save the whole poverty-stricken village.
Hey.
When are you free? How about you come check on the village with me? I've got a strange nagging feeling about all this. Okay.
Leave it to me.
Thank you, truly.
Rank 2 with my bro. I know you have a schedule of your own. Even so, I implore you, please, do not delay for long. I'll be waiting.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Well then.
Alright, so we'll go hang out with Barden since he's coming to my mind, apparently.
You've come. I am glad.
Look here, we've rebuilt the town's defensive barriers. Not just here either, but all of the entrances to town. Plus, we doubled the guard and deployed them throughout the town. Nobody's wanting to do us harm. We'll be getting in now.
Now then.
And now I can focus on other things. On the far more insidious threat plaguing the town. Are there bad people? Not quite bad people, I'd say, but when one of them has a following, well, getting rid of them can be a bit of a... I don't even want to say that word.
This is...
What the hell are you doing in this town, Barden? Sir Gastro, what business brings you here? Don't play the fool, Barden. Explain this special taxes plan of yours. The plan was right necessary to build the barrier you see here before you.
Seriously?
Spending the people's money so carelessly. We have no need for such defenses. Do you honestly believe Martyria will be attacked?
What now?
One ought to be prepared for anything, do you not agree? Besides, weren't you the one doling out funding from donations to the town's leading figures? Surely you had cause. Where did you hear that?
In other words,
Not only did I hear about it, I managed to recover those very funds, and that's why these barriers were finished ahead of schedule. In truth, I'm grateful to you.
What did you say?
You mock me, but you'll regret making an enemy of me. Okay. Damn. Pushed a child over? How dare he push a wee laddie? Are you alright there? There, you're not hurt. Now head on home. Scary armor is talking. I'm talking. Or it's talking. Wait. Don't be frightened. Am I really that scary of a fellow? He just fallen victim to Gastro's sneaky little machinations. I've got to keep my guard up.
but then...
And I must prove that no injustice will be happening on my watch.
Alright.
I shudder to even think about that man being governor.
The truth is,
I mean, I'll confess he was the clergyman I thought would do well in the position, because I thought him a splendid fellow at first. But in truth, he's a scoundrel who only wants to control the town. Honestly, thinking on it all, maybe I'm not such a great judge of character. First Lady Joanna and now Gastro. I've got some naivete in me, and it seems to just invite tragedy.
if so then,
If I want to fix this, I can show any more mercy, which is why I've got to spy on Gastro. Alright?
Nicely done.
That little snoop is how I managed to get a hold of that bribe he's been discussing.
I suppose.
We need to place safety above all else. We can't have folks like Gastro just prowling about. It's for your sake too that I'm cleaning up the town. Don't you see? I want to unite the people under your banner. That requires removing certain obstacles. That's excessive? That's reassuring?
Really amazing.
I won't feel truly fit to be governor until I repay your favor.
It's not enough. It could yet be improved. So long.
No time like the present. I'll have to take my leave of you for today.
Right.
That guard keeps looking over here.
Yeah.
I know, I can't even relax in my own home anymore. I thought if we left things to Barden, we'd finally have some peace and quiet. Oh man, the people aren't really liking it. Alright, so I guess we're gonna try to hang out with Brigitte. Is this her? Like, what happened? An Elden kid? You one of Lady Brigitte's contracts? I've been assigned to stand guard here. She told me not to let anyone but an Elden kid through. And you're Elden, sure as anything. No reason to turn you away. I didn't expect you to show up. You hear the criers?
Everyone!
The anti-igniter terrorist hideout has been burnt to the ground. Local village a front for criminal fiends. Torched thanks to renowned igniter merchant Lady Brigitte.
At this time!
Those fearmongers cried of the dangers of magic igniters and planned to raid our royal capital, Grand Trad, once its people were unarmed. However, they have been brought to justice through the overwhelming power of magic igniters. 3 cheers for the lady, 3 cheers for magic igniters. Oh man, sounds like somebody else killed them? She said she wouldn't do it, and then somebody else did? But they're lying. It's my word versus the voice of the country. Even then, you'd believe in me. I didn't do anything. But the people I met then at the village, they're dead now.
Those people.
They were no anti-igniter group. It was the Sanctus Church, or rather those who perform its dirty work. They want the world to see the igniters are the only defense they have against the violence around them. And so they set a village ablaze to prove their point. And by taking my dog, they made me a tool in their scheme, making it look like the work of an anti-igniter group. They knew I would set out to slaughter those responsible. Even though you've stopped me before anything happened, someone else raised the village and named me responsible.
You get it.
In short, this is a warning. From here on, they'll ask nothing less than in total unquestioned obedience. What will you do? Killing some churchmen won't change anything. Not when the whole institution's rotten. This world is a horrific place, defined by inequality and intolerance. And the ones who shaped it are the wealthy few who sit atop it. In other words, the church.
In those days.
I had friends of my own when I was a child of poverty. Even through all the sludge of mire, we survived together, broke bread together. They all died slow. Starvation or torture took them. The Sanctus Church wheedles the strong and takes from the weak their wealth and their lives. I remember holding their cold blood bodies in my arms. That's when I decried. From then on, I'd be the one doing the taking. If the weak always die, if they'll lose everything, then I'd become strong. I'd be on the side that takes. I wouldn't let anyone steal what I had. I swore it. I threw away my heart, threw away my hope, and now I've clawed my way here, made myself an underling of the same church that killed my friends. And still, even once you climb out of the hell, there's only another circle of it waiting for you. It never ends. How far must I fight them? How much must I take from them to ensure they can no longer tear things from my grasp? It'll be your head next, so it'll be the church's slave, so I'll be the church's slave. I'll be whoever they need me to be. They can't hurt me.
It'll be fine.
Shut up!
With all you must have been through. How can you live a life like that and still believe in light in the world? Why won't you let me give up? Damn, bro,
Why?
she going through it.
Why did you?
When you think of this world you want to create, what do you imagine there? Hope?
Right.
It sounds a country too bright for me. I wish I could have a heart like yours, strong and beautiful.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Here you are.
I came across this and thought it better in your hands. Nice, dude, some great fairy dust.
Well then.
Yeah.
Oi there!
What now?
Oi there! Oi there!
All right then.
Well met, eh?
Wonderful.
Alright, so apparently if we hang out with this guy, it'll give us some tolerance. Even amidst all the surprises of the tournament, you were the most unexpected part. An elder boy distinguished himself on a quest to alter the course of history. What bliss. It's enough to make me apologies. I got a little carried away for the moment. Allow me to introduce myself. Our goal is to aid downtrodden tribes by improving their lives. After the suffering I've witnessed, your continued success is a joy. This world is steeped in prejudice, don't you think? If you would like to help it become just a little bit kinder, then how do you support my fundraising efforts? Even just 250 reeve would it be a huge help. Sure, I'll pay you.
May I speak to you for a moment?
Would you lend me your ear? I'd like to explain how we'll use the money you donated to us. Besides, it's because of who you are that I want to impress upon you how those suffering in poverty earn a living.
Oh, yeah?
He's really passionate about this, isn't he? I'm a little curious to hear more. Alright, I'm all ears. Till a few years ago, I was conducting magic igniter research. I sincerely believed that studies were used to benefit and develop our country. But after witnessing the countless horrific experiments sanctioned by the state, I changed my mind. The impoverished minority tribes are the ones subjected to these experiments. They're paid below living wages to wield dangerous igniters. When I challenged the other researchers, they told me not to worry about it, even though there were often young children among the subjects. It is our burden to bear for creating these things. Alright, is that what led you to this activism? And now you're working to help those who you hurt? I hold no illusions that I can atone for my crimes or be forgiven for them. But it is clear to me that what I must do. I always believed that igniters would make the lives of people easier, and in fact many have benefited from them. But it's all wrong if the weak were sacrificed for the sake of convenience for others. From that belief I began this cause.
Always appreciate your
The
support.
donations I received are distributed near the recruitment center. I do this to ensure no one has to earn their wages through cruel experiments.
All right.
Hell yeah, my tolerance is up.
Well then.
Alright, so we're gonna hang out with Alonzo. Yep.
Greetings. And then, thank goodness. Ridiculous.
This should do. The owner was kind enough to give us some space. My collaborators, this is my good friend from back home, should arrive any minute now. Come to thinking about, I haven't really told you about where I grew up. It was a beautiful village full of flowers. Not wealthy, but not destitute. There was a cheerful tranquility to it. Apparently, I've been abandoned on the nearby road as a baby. The woman who took me in is my mother in all but blood. She's Parapis. I'm Nydia. We couldn't look more different, but she raised me like I was her own. She never stopped smiling at me, and she was always so proud to call me her son. She sounds kind.
Yes.
My mother's a good person. She trusts far too readily, though she has this uncanny ability to know when I'm the one lying. Anyways, she was an easy mark for fraudsters. I can tell you how many times an expertly told sob story was all it took to rob her of everything she had. In fact, my only memories of her without a smile are the times she would apologize to me for having nothing to eat again. Tears welling in her eyes, ears. That's what I started conning, you know? I decided I'd give any miscreant scum who'd take advantage of such kindness a taste of their own hell. Each and every one of them. My latest mark is the worst villain of all, the landowner of my hometown. He changed my idyllic village into what it is today.
Sorry.
We'll save your village.
It'll be fine.
Thank you.
I've been blessed with a silver tongue since I was born. I can fool anybody, except my mother, you know? You're a bit like her too, strangely enough. I'd forgotten what a nice feeling this is, being able to have a genuine conversation with someone. So thank you for listening.
I find myself...
Hear me!
Well.
Welcome, good sir. Have you come to check on the clients? You can drop the act, or beg your pardon, should I say Alonzo?
Good grief.
You're from the village of paupers, aren't you? Did you fancy yourself some sort of hero with your little tricks? A cheat is still a cheat. You're the same, you and I, except you're more of a fool than I think you'll ever get justice. You have money that belongs to the village, and I would see it all returned to its rightful place. Is that not justice? Perhaps you'll change the tune after seeing the sorry state your village is in now. Your associate, the one you meant to meet here, it took some doing, but we managed to squeeze a few details out of him about your family.
What?
What have you done to my mother? Well, simply killing her wouldn't teach you any lessons, nor would it be any fun.
What did you do?
You can't change things, you can't save anyone. This one's on the house, boy. The distraught Alonzo and I rush to the carriage to his hometown. We arrive at the village and it's been set ablaze. A man, he asked if Alonzo's mother was here. Don't speak, I'll save you.
Sorry.
I told him that's me. You're my one and only son. And I love. I'm sorry, this is my fault. You always were so sensitive. Live on. What, dude? She died? Say something. Damn, they killed this dude's mom. The landowner's servant told us it was you. That you were chumming up the landowner to suck this village dry. And now you've put us up to the torch. What the hell did we ever do to you? It's my fault. I can pay for the reconstruction. I have the money, so I'll give. You traded your mother's life for money? I didn't. Keep your blood money, you filthy murderer. Please, take the money. Use it for the village and to bury her. The only one who belongs in a grave is you. You should have died instead. God damn, they're going in on him. Burn in hell, you damn parasite. Jeez. Dude's mom just got killed and then everybody's just being a jerk too. A villain always strikes where it hurts most. The family and the home. I should have known. I said the damn words myself. People are never more vulnerable to tricks than when they think they're playing one themselves. I should have known. Was I blinded by revenge? Or was I just unequivocally a fool? Your mother said to live on.
Why?
Don't wish this upon me. I've been feeding on my mother's life this whole time, just like the parasite I am.
I'm sorry.
I never had the power to change a single thing. Damn, bro.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Well then,
How can it be?
Alright, we're gonna hang out with Barden again.
How can it...
You've come. What? Thank you. Thank you truly.
Listen to me.
Someone here set fire to the administration building. We managed to put it out before anyone got hurt, but this is treason.
Hear me.
The traitor should come forward immediately. Did you want to become a governor so bad that you would go this far?
What?
Surely you don't mean to say that I'm the one behind this.
I know who it was.
I'm done listening to ye and all your denials. Take him away. Isn't it obvious the fire in Barden's own plot?
Just so.
Yes, Barden, your own position is safe if you have a scapegoat. How uncharacteristically intelligent of you.
What did you say?
Listen to me.
My fellow townspeople, will you go on never questioning this man? Look what's happening to your town under his rule.
Seriously.
Guards are treating you like prisoners, spying on you, reporting on you. Is this place your town or theirs?
Let's do this.
Furthermore, is this man in any way fit to govern? I promise we hold a vote and decide once and for all. I propose, I guess, not promise. We decide who's governor?
No, I say.
Such a thing can't possibly be done with integrity. I won't allow it. The people should decide, just like with the king. That fellow is certainly all of it for it, even though I assume you hate the idea. For myself, I think a vote will speak volumes. It will reveal to all here that you are a dangerous one, not I. Do what they want.
Barden.
What? I haven't a choice.
Anyone who cheats will have the hell slapped into them.
Am I?
Understand that? I'm keeping a watchful eye. Don't forget it.
You're a great help indeed.
I must say, everyone seems so frightened of me, even the wee ones. They're even more scared than when they thought I was a phantasm. God, the way they look at me.
Got to say,
Tell me true, have I erred when it comes to my methods? I'm leaning towards yes.
But then,
I thought they'd understand my reasons soon enough. I wasn't monitoring them out of contempt. I'll tell you something. I have no choice but to just hope they'll come around. My duty is to protect the wee ones from the rampant villainy. Alright, let's think of another strategy.
Well then.
Thank you much for being so thoughtful despite having your own business to contend with. Hope I can always count on you for the best advice. The vote will be held soon from the look of things. I can't lose. I must protect the town. I say this as your comrade as well.
I wish I had better tidings for you.
All right then. Go.
Wonderful.
Alright, we're gonna go into this watchtower.
So,
What a view. Browhaven is so unusual, isn't it? And I don't mean just the open-minded culture. Those floating water spheres really make an impression. The sea's water is not frozen up there, and it's not like it's in some kind of transparent container either. Apparently it has to do with the magma crystals on the sea floor. And if you get too close, they can pull or push you in at random directions. I'm only telling you this from what I've heard so I could say for certain, but doesn't it kind of make you want to touch them? I'd like to go inside. Yeah, floating around in one of those does seem like it'd be pretty nice.
maybe.
But I suppose you'd need to breathe if you were stuck in there.
All right.
The wisdom is up.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Well then.
We're gonna hang out with Stroll.
Yeah. Oh, it's you. Thanks a bunch. You know, I'm truly blessed with good fortune. I was born into nobility, lived a carefree childhood, and I even survived a human attack. But more than all of that, I've met people I can trust. I'm further blessed in friendship. Sometimes it frightens me. I question whether or not I deserve to have all this.
Everyone deserves that.
Everyone deserves that.
That's true. You can't measure the value in people's lives. Somehow, I always end up trying to weigh mine all the same. After all, I was only able to help the people here because of my parents' wealth. The inheritance just happened to be in the royal capital, and the people of Harlia were coincidentally in the same place.
Luck is its own type of skill, right?
Guess I should just embrace it, yes. I don't regret using the full inheritance as I did for a moment. Given a second chance, I would do the exact same thing. But I think I defied my parents in some way. That's my only regret in all this.
I'm sure they'd have done the same.
I just don't know. Even during the attack, my parents shielded me from the fighting. They told me to get to Grand Trad with all haste. Grand Trad. Rangif said my parents told him the same. They wanted everyone to flee to the capital. And then the merchant in the capital was the one keeping the inheritance. Is this all really coincidence?
Maybe your parents orchestrated it.
No. Your parents orchestrated it this way.
If that's true, though, do you think my parents might have intended the inheritance to be... Oh, the family treasure my father mentioned in the letter. He wasn't talking about the inheritance. He meant the people. A nobleman is the shield in his people's hands. Durable enough to protect them, but light enough to carry. Else what value does he have? I I continue to find ways I never understood my parents.
They put their faith in you.
In me. They had faith in me. I'd always thought I'd been a worthless son to them.
You've done your parents the greatest of honors.
Have I? Father, Mother, leave the people of Halia in my hands. No. Leave the fate of this country to me. Someday, I will restore our home. Everyone will come back to live in peace. And I won't let anyone take it from us, ever again. But this isn't about my family. This tragedy must never be allowed to be repeated anywhere. On my pride as a noble, I swear it.
The proud noble Stroll, keeper and heritor of the warrior's virtues.
Oops. Oh well. We ranked him up, right? He's a full level 8 now.
Thank you, my friend. Hope is only a step behind a clear conscience. My parents' mantra has never been more clear to me. You keep moving forward. Do what you know to be just, and I will be just a step behind, no matter what. Look back, and you will find hope. Don't forget that.
All right. So I guess we're gonna hang out with Alonzo again. He's gonna be all depressed about his freaking mom. This is gonna suck.
Sorry. Thank you. Shoot.
I did some more digging on the landowner who burned down my village. Oops. I thought I had the upper hand shadowing him and those he associated with, but they'd been looking into me as well. They untangled the web of lies that is Cuculus. Cuculus. I don't know how to say his name, bro. What a fool I've been. My village, my mother, they're all gone. I've lost everything. I'm sorry. I just wanted to save my hometown. His taxes were extortion, and he siphoned the village trade profits away for himself. My once peaceful village was trampled by poverty and the ills that accompanied it. He could only torment for them, he caused only torment for them. So I struck back. I thought I could fix things for them, that my mother would be happy. But I got too caught up in my heroics and underestimated him. He couldn't have burned down the village on his own. Even if the village was rid of the landowner, someone else is backing him. An even more powerful enemy who'd be left unscathed. I endangered everyone's life because I didn't realize that. And it was my mother, my own mother, who paid the price. Yo, dude, put the knife down. They said, in all my waking hours, in all my dreams, I hear the villagers demanding my death. I only began this endeavor to free them, to give them their joy back. So if my death is what'll give them that now, I have to. Your mom said?
No!
Remember, she said live on.
Mother.
What's the point of living when all I have are my sins? Why do you not blame me? Make amends by living. Live to atone. I wonder if there's anything I could still do. I don't think there is, but just because you believe in me, I think I can go on living just a little longer. Alright, cool. Alonzo, you're gonna get better, bud.
This is what you and Mother wanted.
I'm not a good person, not like how my mother was, and I don't have some special power like you do. Like you do. You were right. It would have been rather hasty of me to end my life here and now. Thank you. I finally realized that as long as I have you, the world is mine to fool. Do visit again. I'll set the stage. I have some fun tricks in store for you. Alright.
Good night.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Well then, what now?
Alrighty. We're gonna save the game here.